They tried to play us, but we made the game. Offend these haters, turn their shade to shame.
Believe you me.
Stick with the name that pays. Big Daddy everything.
And they thought I was dumb to rap, but how dumb is that when I'm the running back? Gut punch you in front of you at eye level, see if you gon' stomach that. It's food for thought, but we don't feed them hoes, we don't need them hoes. Eloquent, Big Daddy elephant, just in their element. Intelligence, telling men something they can tell a friend. And
All right. What's up, y'all?
All right.
In case you thought we weren't going to take responsibility for not seeing y'all in a little while, you were wrong. Because even though y'all have some fault, it's more. It started as your fault, guys. It's more our fault than y'all. So, what's up, everybody? Looking very much forward to spending some time with y'all. I can't say how long it'll be.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can tell, if y'all remember us, by the way, we like to come out here and joke real quick whenever we're going to talk about something pretty serious. And so enjoy the jokes while you can. Then we're going to get into something pretty serious. Brother, you want to throw us up to the people?
Yeah, I'll do that. People, what's up? It's your boy Jeff. I guess, aka Hafted. This is the Big Daddy Energy podcast. We do take full responsibility, most responsibility for not having seen you guys in a while, but I don't think that we should take first responsibility. I think second. You guys' fault first. Just our fault more. It's the difference.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We do miss you though.
Definitely do.
And miss being on here. So we wanted to come back with something that big, something that's pretty big, inside of this small world, because it is a small world. The fact that you were able to meet someone that you liked enough to say, yes, I'll live with you.
Mm-hmm.
Proves a pretty small world, right? And they said also, I would like for you to live with me. I also would like to live with you. I consider that, because the chances, if this was any bigger of a world, you wouldn't find somebody to do it. They wouldn't want to do it.
That's true. And yeah, you know what? In some countries where I think there's way more people living in them,
yes, sir,
the marriage rates are lower.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. They can be. Because it's a bigger world there than it is here.
or a smaller one, because it's a little more crowded.
A little more crowded.
But how do we do that? Is it a bigger world or a smaller world when there's a huge population?
I guess it would depend on what we're talking about.
Yeah, because when we see somebody that knows somebody that we know, we're like, oh, it's a small world. But if there was a huge population, the chances of me knowing somebody that you know is it's less, right?
Yeah, that's true. Because when I hear that phrase, it's usually because I meet somebody and we know the same person.
Right.
They'll say, oh, wow, what a small world. And oftentimes I'll think, the odds aren't that small that you and I would have met and that we would know that guy. We both lived in the same neighborhood at some point. Good odds that we would know that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I don't know how that would work. Because then you have a city like Houston where you could meet someone brand new every day for the rest of your life and still not meet everyone in Houston.
It's true, brother. I don't think I'll ever meet everyone here.
Yeah. So if I met somebody here from Houston that knew you, I would say, what a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then if I met someone here in Houston that knows you, I would say no, you don't.
Yeah, that's not true.
Because that's
How did you end up in front of me? Yeah.
got you. All right, so I don't know, brother. Why people say yes, brother? Why they say yes?
That's a good question, man. Why I do? Why the I do's?
Yeah. What's up with that, man?
Good question. Yeah, I've seen some surveys, right? When they asked people why, they said I do.
Yeah.
Why they got married to their significant other, and usually you'll hear something to the effect of soulmate. They're my soulmate. They complete me. Something like.
Okay. Okay.
And so I would say something along those lines. It feels like you've met this person that you've been missing out on this whole time.
Okay.
I don't know.
So, but then if that's the case, because is that the case, or is that something? Is that a feeling? Is that
Yeah, it's
part
definitely.
of fantasy? Or
Yeah, it's got to be part of a fantasy for sure. Because soulmate or better half, that kind of stuff is definitely mythological, right? Comes from mythology, so it's definitely fantasy.
okay.
And then feeling, it has to be feeling as well, because it flees. Feelings are fleeting. It flees them at least
Because
half the time.
isn't it possible for that within a 3 to 5 years? Isn't it possible for them to not say that too? To like say that no, that's not.
After they said it, they say I do, and then like 3 years later, they say I shouldn't have.
Yeah, and that's not my soulmate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not only is it possible, it's actually probable today, depending on who you are.
What do you think is the biggest effect? Well, no, you know what? Let's do this. What's the biggest cause of divorce? Do you have any of those stats?
I do. Yeah. I'll pull them up here. Money is one of them. Infidelity and the lack of happiness / abuse. Those I think would be the top three.
All right, let's start with money. Why on earth would somebody divorce someone for money, brother?
That I don't understand that part. And I have a reason why I don't understand. For those of you listening, if anyone says, "Oh, how could he not understand?" then you would have to hear my reason for not understanding.
I want to hear it. What's the reason?
Okay, if let's say we're now poor, we have entered into poverty, we're broke, and then you decide, I'm going to divorce this broke man.
Okay.
You're still going to be broke, except now you have to be unbroke alone instead of with someone. And being broke in twos is better than in one by solo. You're soloing poverty when you should be doing it as a team.
But what if the person that decide they want to leave because of brokeisms believes that they can find somebody that's not broke with them?
Oh,
I'll just find some,
replace you with someone that's not broke.
yeah, just find someone that's fixed.
Oh yeah, yeah, but you're going to be broke while doing it. So good luck.
Okay.
How's that going to work? Like, how does that actually work in real life? I know how it works in movies, but in real life, how does that work? How do you get divorced and then find someone that's not broke?
I got you. What about infidelity? How does that play into divorce?
Yeah, so this one is actually kind of split down the middle as far as who cheats more, who is more infidelity,
Mm-hmm.
infidelis. And it's kind of split down the middle, where it's the husband catches the wife having an affair. And an affair, guys, is just married people cheating on each other. If you're not married, it's not an affair. It's only if you're married, it's an affair, right?
But why are you picking on everyone?
What do you? I'm just saying that's what an affair is. It's when you're married and you're sleeping with somebody.
Yeah, but you're literally abusing the people that are watching.
How am I doing that? All right.
Because you're not validating their feelings, brother.
No, you can get more grimy with it. If you're not married, you can say that asshole cheated on me. When you're married, it's dressed up.
Okay. Well, then I like that then. Okay.
It's an affair. They had an affair.
Okay.
Yeah, it's split down the middle between men and women. The difference is it's more likely that the marriage won't end in divorce if the woman has an affair on the man.
Wait, brother, we came back, man. We've been gone for a while. Don't start doing that, brother.
I'm just, there's a bunch of studies.
Yeah, but you just lied to the people in their face, right in their ears.
That's one of the studies that I read.
Okay, say that again, brother.
It's more likely if the woman commits infidelity that the marriage won't end in divorce. Like there's a higher chance.
Okay.
But it's down the middle almost. Like one side can't say the other side is more unfaithful in marriage to the point of divorce, right? It's pretty even. It's only that if a woman has an affair, it's more likely that the marriage won't end in divorce. Not by a lot, but it is more likely.
That's interesting, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there is not happy and abuse. Why were those categorized with one another? Because that part I'm confused about.
Yeah, so it kind of depends on where you're reading the source from, and like if it's from a psychological standpoint or from a lawyer, like a legal standpoint.
Okay.
Because abuse is kind of a spectrum. It can be like verbal abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse.
Okay.
When you hear abuse, most people default to physical, right? Physical or like really, really bad verbal abuse, but sometimes it could be like neglect, something like that. And so and it creates like unhappiness, what they would call like irreconcilable differences,
Yeah.
something like that. Lack of intimacy, things like that. So it creates like this disdain for the other person, and that usually ends up in some sort of verbal domestic abuse, I guess we can call it. That kind of covers everything but physical.
But I don't know, brother. I've been finding out that divorces are happening, and a lot like those three reasons aren't even there.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was a top 5 list, you would maybe one of those, the next two would be there.
Okay, because I'm thinking about stuff like he never he works too much. He's never around.
That's domestic abuse. Sir.
No, sir.
Yes, it is.
Thanks.
And possibly infidelity.
No, sir.
That's
man,
one, and if this was a spades hand, that's one and a maybe.
He just got home from work.
Where was he from work to home? Why did it take so long to get here?
No, overtime.
Then why are we struggling financially?
That's why I'm working overtime.
You just got to answer for everything, don't you?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, did they call? So I'm waiting on that call.
Well, you know who did call? My lawyer.
Serious? Who?
My lawyer called.
Oh, okay. So the settlement.
My settlement?
Good, babe. Because we really need the money.
My settlement? The nerve. You come in here asking me about my settlement. Where have you been?
Well, yeah, you've been out of work. You got your.
So you're paying all the bills. So I better just.
No, I didn't say that.
You know what? Listen, I'm gonna go to my mom's, and I'm taking the kids.
Fine.
And I know how you treat the dog when I'm not around, so I'm
Well,
taking the dog too.
Well, go ahead.
And you'll be hearing from my attorney.
Okay.
Asshole.
Yeah, well, because I'm sick of this, man. Every single time.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm sick of being ignored. I'm sick of being treated like, never mind. Just, I'm out of here. You don't even know what you're missing out on.
Yeah,
but
well, you can't.
Some people do know what you're missing out on.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So,
because I know somebody out there would appreciate me.
Yeah, your mom.
I know
your mom, because that's who you.
No, how about your mom?
Damn! Once the gloves came off, you hit it with a haymaker, bro. Turns into domestic abuse almost every time.
So here's the meat and the potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Here's the meat and potatoes. Two people becoming one and staying like that is going to be the hardest thing that you've ever done in your life. It's going to be the most challenging, the most invasive, the most humbling time of your life. That goes for man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
A man is gonna expect from you more than anybody has ever expected from you. Your body's gonna change, your mind's gonna change, your hormones are gonna change. And your wife, sir, will expect from you more than anybody in your life has ever expected from you. And it's gonna push you to your limits. And guess what? That's exactly how it was designed, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was designed. Brother, what would happen if you and your wife, you first and then second her, goes into the same pants, leg by leg? So one pant leg, right and right. The other pant leg, left and then left. How comfortable would that be, brother?
None. It'd be zero.
Comfort.
Zero comfort. Yeah.
Well, that's marriage, man. It's like that.
Yeah.
If you can figure out a way to fit, just kind of figure out a way where you're gonna position her and then where you position yourself. Can that work though?
That can work.
Once you've kind of figure out, how about you come in front instead? You get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be behind you. Well, let's see if we can wiggle these things on.
Yeah.
You can find some pleasure in that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, and just say, hey, this is our circumstances. Would it be much easier for y'all to put on a dress? Well, not a dress, but a skirt. Put a skirt on? Maybe, right?
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
I think that's why some men do. They say, look, let's just put on the skirt. And she's like,
just, babe, come on. Do the one with pockets.
You think so? Should we?
Yeah, get the one that has pockets, your favorite one, and then we're good.
Okay, so we're gonna put on a skirt. This is so crazy.
It's easier than pants. We're struggling over here. I think I broke my pinky toe trying to get in the leg.
Okay, let's ditch the pants. And nobody wears the pants. Yeah, so nobody wears the pants in this relationship.
And we just do skirt because it's easier that way.
Okay, so we'll totally do a skirt.
Okay. That's a good analogy, brother.
That's what these
It's a
guys are
very
doing.
good analogy.
That's what they're doing, brother.
That sucks.
They're fitting into skirts because it's easier.
It is easier.
Their little stupid hairy legs are exposed.
Oh man. That's no
kind of arrangement is that, man?
dry hairy kneecaps under skirt frill is
man.
it's not a good look, man.
No, it's not. So that's a lot of that's happening. And you know what, brother? That is because it seems like those last a little longer.
I can see why.
It's
Yeah.
easier, right? A little easier.
Yeah. Compromise, brother. Compromise tends to work. In short to midterm, it will work for sure.
Yeah, but it is uncomfortable to be in a marriage with someone who has different parents. You don't want to be in a marriage with someone with the same parents because because remember that's yuck.
That's gross. Well,
but to be married with somebody that has different parents,
yeah.
That means they were raised an entirely different way than you were. Mm-hmm. Could even be from another state. A lot of times another belief system. Cultures are different.
Mm-hmm.
And you're moving around so that you can be unidentifiable aside from being one. Yeah. You can't look like how you used to look like because it's a different, you metamorphosize into one.
Yeah.
And that's a process, and it takes the entire rest of your life. Look at how it's going to take the rest of your life.
Yep.
And that's no fun, man. And if everybody's looking for fun, or if you say, I've had my fun, it's time to settle down. What are you talking about?
That's not how that works.
So you're saying that you're going to settle down when it's time to take it up, man. When you get married, it's time to go like this. Up.
Yeah.
And enjoy, not, let me go ahead and, park. Now, man, rev that engine. It's time to go, man. It's time to go somewhere.
Yeah. Marriage is not retirement.
It's not retirement.
That's how that sounds. Like you're going into retirement. I've had my fun. Now it's time to settle down. Sir, you're only 28. How are you going to retire?
Yeah, absolutely. The scripture says that God hates marriage.
Sir?
The scriptures? Have you heard of the scriptures, the Holy Scriptures? It says that God hates marriage. I'm going to read a little bit of history on the divorcing.
He hates marriage?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that what I said over and over?
Yeah, multiple times. That's the only reason I said sir with a question mark. And then you beat me with words.
No, sir. God doesn't hate marriage. Please forgive me, everyone.
I think we realize what you meant.
God hates divorce, is what it says. The scripture says.
Well,
I just blasphemed. The scripture does say that God hates divorce. I want to read a little bit of history on divorcing. So divorce means to turn away again. To turn away. So you turn away from one another, you separate, and you're no longer one. All right, so there was an issue in Rome, the Roman Catholic Church, and there was, what was his name?
What was the time period?
I was in the 1500s.
Okay.
1527. This is the most celebrated divorce case in history, remains that of Henry VIII versus Pope Clement VII. The battle began in 1527 when Henry tried to force the Pope into annulling his marriage to Catherine of Aragon, who had failed to provide him with a male heir. So he's trying to divorce her, brother, because she won't give him any sons. Oh, man.
Get this winch out of my face. That's probably how I would have said that. Man.
Determined to make the younger and prettier Anne Boleyn his wife, Henry finally broke with Rome in 1533 and declared himself the head of a new church, the Church of England.
Oh wow, that's how the Church of England started.
Yes, sir. Remember how many times we've been lied to? That's the actual truth right there.
I thought this whole time that they thought they were ordained by God to separate from the Catholic Church.
Yeah, the
How they talk.
separation. Yeah, well, the separation was she won't give me any son.
He wanted to upgrade.
Right, he wanted some younger cheeks. And
Brother,
so
what?
yeah, he broke away from Rome and then declared himself the head of a new church. Now I get to make my own rules. The collateral damage from Henry's unilateral, not bilateral, decision was a way of life that stretched back for more than 1,000 years. Gone forever was not just a system of patronage or the ancient rites, but the vast network of religious schools, hospitals, convents, and monasteries that maintained the social fabric of the country. He got rid of all that, brother. If Helen's face, you know who Helen is, Helen of Troy. If Helen's face is said to have launched 1,000 ships, then Anne's closed 1,000 churches. Yet her ascendancy over Henry did not survive the stillbirth of a male heir. A mere 3 years after the controversial marriage, Anne was convicted of treason, adultery, and incest, and beheaded. Oh man,
damn.
Do you want to hear the charges one more time, brother?
Yeah, if I could.
Okay. Anne was convicted of treason.
Treason, that's a big deal.
Adultery.
Not good.
And incest. So whoever this was somebody that they trusted. Somebody was kind of close to him.
So that's a crime under the new church?
Incest, yeah. Yes, and then she was beheaded. Her enemies were legion by the time of her death, and even today, some still regard her as the original homewrecker, the woman whose unbridled social ambition destroyed the sanctity of marriage. Yeah, so that was the most famous divorce. Obviously, it wasn't the first, but it started. Okay, so here's some more. Just a little bit more. The Church of England's resistance to divorce was so strong that the only route to a divorce was via an act of parliament. A law voted through by both houses. Not surprisingly, few people had the means or inclination to expose their private unhappiness to the press. The public and 800 odd politicians. When a divorce law was finally enacted in 1857 and the floodgates were opened, the number of divorces in English history stood at a mere 324. Only 4 of the 324 cases were brought by women. So a lot has changed. All right, brother. Okay.
Oh, wow. So it was fellas trying to get rid of these women.
Oh, I'll say what it says here. A husband needed to prove adultery to obtain a divorce.
Okay.
So 320 divorces came from adultery.
Oh, wow. These are guys that had proof.
These are guys that had proof
yeah.
that their wives did commit adultery. By contrast, so for the 4, a wife was required to prove adultery and some other especially aggravating circumstance to have the same grounds. Over the years, women learned that brutality, rape, desertion, and financial chicanery did not count. So I'm sorry, Jeff. All those reasons.
Wait, hold on. He just blew past the did not count. It didn't. Those things did not count.
Brutality did not count. Rape did not count. Desertion did not count. And financial chicanery did not count. Sorry, brother. So all of your reasons would not fly in 1857. In fact, Parliament seemed hard-pressed to say what did until Jane Addison launched her case in 1801. She won on the basis of Mr. Addison's adultery and incest with her sister in the marital home. Yeah, you can't. It's pretty wrong.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. So, and obviously, divorce has been happening, brother, over and over again. What do you think, brother? What would you say? I'm asking you as a smart friend of mine. What would you say is the biggest and worst effect of a divorce?
Effect of a divorce?
Yes, sir.
The biggest and worst effect would be if there are children, then that's number one. If there are children involved in the marriage, that's the number one biggest effect.
But no, excuse me. That can't. They can't have children because most men and women say, "I'll do anything for my children." So I know that I know that you just lied.
Oh, so you're saying, so you're asking me about divorces with no children then? Because
Well, it has to be because you just said that the worst problem is when the children are affected, and I know that people, most of everyone that I've ever known, said they'll do anything for their children.
Oh, they will, except not get divorced. That's the one thing no one seems to be able to do for their children.
Because some people say it don't stay just for the children,
right?
And so, is it? Because I say stay even for
the kids, yeah.
For the kids, even if that's the only reason, stay together, man.
Yeah, I was reading a study that said it's, and this is obviously something that needs to be more studied, but there are a handful of psychologists that believe children raised in an abusive home still have a better shot than children raised in a divorced home.
A better shot with what?
With life.
With life.
With not getting in trouble, not getting pregnant early, not becoming drug addicts. An abusive home is actually, from what they've seen, the numbers indicate that there is no worse a situation than for children to be raised divorced with divorced parents.
Wow.
It would be better, even if the parents, the mom and dad, are arguing and fighting, at least they're home, and that still matters.
So a broken home is a broken home, brother. Is that what?
It is a broken home. The only substitute to a broken home, as far as the numbers go, right, is for children to be raised by their fathers. And this is something a lot of people have seen online, maybe, right? Maybe they think it's just something people are saying, but it's real. These are real numbers where there's almost no difference between children raised by single fathers and raised in a married home with their father. The numbers, as far as what happens to these children as they grow, they're virtually the same.
But what if
father that matters the worst?
But what if because we have beards, we're horrible people, brother, by saying this stuff? Because isn't it obvious that we just don't understand? We have beards.
Yeah.
And we're just being, we're not being empathetic at all.
Yeah. I agree. We are terrible people. And here's the deal. My children need for this terrible man to love them. It's so important that children have terrible men that love them. You understand?
Yeah, but you're just saying that because you don't understand how it feels to be trapped in this marriage. That all my friends, whenever I talk to my friends, they know exactly what I'm talking about. You just won't listen.
Well, but I hear your conversations because it echoes off the wall because I'm also trapped here as well.
It's like you're just like so stupid. It's like nothing I say or do ever gets through to you.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
And it's like if I talk to, and not that I'm out here talking to anybody because I'm not, but if I'm talking, like if it just comes up, like other guys understand.
Yeah, I'm sure
like they know. Like, why are you the only one? Why is my husband the only one that doesn't understand?
because I'm the only one that lives with her.
Oh,
You understand? No one lives with you, and so they don't understand. All right? Shots fired. Yeah.
I get it though, brother, because I do really for real, seriously. Even though I joke about a lot of things. If a woman is in a relationship that is the sex is not like really all that good, she's gonna endure not being attracted to him. He's on top of her, having to deal with not being satisfied each and every time. Brother, because you don't get a chance to think about this. But she's
I get it.
This
Bro.
is right, and so he his butt looks dumb.
Yep.
Every time, brother.
Yeah, because when you think about bad sex, like if you don't stop and think about what bad, unhealthy, both out of shape sex looks like, it gets bad, brother. It gets really bad. Yeah.
And so she has to try to get out of that.
Yeah.
Still want to be a good wife, because I know most women want to be a good wife. Takes a lot, but I'm pretty sure they want to be good at it. But then he also doesn't understand her. They don't get along besides when there, kids involved, whatever the case may be. Like what Mr. Colioso says, what if the woman thinks she made a mistake and isn't with her soulmate? LOL. And then another one. What if he's not driven and ambitious like she is? LOL. So, and I've seen that many times too.
Yeah.
You're just not. You're just not who I believe you would be, or you're not. You're lazy. And listen, man, women should never be able to view you as lazy. There's a problem. If your wife can sum you, the summarization of you is he's lazy. That shouldn't.
But
should
honest,
never be.
but it has to be honest though, right? Honest summarization.
Yeah, because if anybody can sum you up as lazy,
yeah, that's no good.
Yeah. The sum, brother, after they add up all the things that they've seen, even if it's 2 hours, no one should be able to sum you up as lazy. But then there's another one. What if he doesn't spend enough time with her? All these things, as if I was a woman, brother, all these things are valid reasons to say, oh my gosh, what did I say yes to?
Yeah.
If I was a woman, brother, I would have to. I would be like, I'm stuck. I'm not taller than him. I can't go get what I want because I want it, and that hot guy that says hi to me knows that I'm married. I'm stuck.
Damn it, man,
brother. Can you at least have a heart, brother?
I feel for that guy, man. The husband. I really
feel. For the woman. Listen to
her circumstance. I'm playing. No, I can understand, brother. As I think about it, I can see. I've seen it before. I've seen women get married to men that became alcoholics or became lazy. They got laid off from their great job, and then they just couldn't figure it out after that.
Yeah.
Years go by, I sympathize, brother. I sympathize. Did I just get kicked out because I didn't sympathize enough? Is that what happened?
Sorry about that.
Did I not sympathize enough that you kicked me out? You just divorced me? So
I was trying to pull this up. All right, here we go. Mr. Coliosis said I feel for him too. LOL.
I feel for it, man. I do.
Because who's initiating these things, brother? That's why we got to get to the bottom of it. Who's initiating most divorces?
Yeah. It's women primarily initiating.
Okay, now let me look and see why it seems to be a solution. If she gets half and the house,
Mm-hmm.
I can do what I want. I can go get that thing that I have been wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and that hot guy.
Here I come.
Just no ring.
And she doesn't lose her children in the process.
Keep the kids.
Yeah.
Don't you see how next year it's gonna be awesome? Her and her friend get to have a freedom party.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Listen, I'm not married to these women, brother, but why do I care so much? It's because after year 2 of that divorce,
Yep.
you're gonna feel miserable.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit you.
Yeah. It's like the honeymoon stage, right?
Yeah.
The first year or two of marriage is wonderful. And then the honeymoon stage wears off, and now you're starting to ask, what have you done?
Yeah.
The same thing. Once you get divorced, the first year or two, great.
Yeah, for her, not
For
for
her.
him.
No, not for him. No, after 2 years, he'll be doing really well, but miserable first 2 years.
And that's what makes it so bad in those 2 years, because look, he met somebody else and she's pregnant. Oh
Yes.
my god.
My goodness, bro. She gets
This is
always gets pregnant.
horrible.
Too. Jesus, bro. And it's
How are you
usually by
gonna
the
deal
guy,
with that?
the guy that she said was nothing to worry about while they were married.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about her getting pregnant, because yes, that is also possible. I'm
Yeah.
talking about her ex-husband met somebody.
Oh, and he
He's
gets
engaged with her and
Ooh.
she's pregnant.
That's rough, bro.
And you have to
Yeah.
live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
so the
just-
only thing that you can get from him from that marriage that you remember is fights. So you fight with him, because that's all you have left from the marriage, is you can
Fights,
still
yeah.
fight with him a little bit.
Yeah.
You might even try to seduce him one time,
Yeah.
and then he turns you down. Oh man,
Man, it sucks, bro. It really sucks, man.
men, if you're thinking about divorcing, most of the time it's just thought. For men, it's just something they think over and they say it's cheaper to keep her. That does go through a lot of men's minds.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to keep her because you're gonna have to support her and the kids, and then if you find somebody else, then now you got to try to build that relationship up with your same limited resources now.
Yep. Now you're basically taking care of 2 families.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it starts to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And also, look, man, you're a man. You know how life is. Women may not know how life is. They don't understand the ups and downs and the hardships. They may not see all that, but you're a man. You're like, you've seen it before. You saw guys older than you deal with it, and how you're like, yeah, the old lady, whatever. And so I don't know if I have to say too much to the men. Just do what you got to do, man, because God hates divorce, man.
Yeah.
And because God hates divorce, I hate divorce. I hope everybody that I know hates divorce. Just work it out, man. You got to become one, even though it's not always fun. You got to do what you got to do until the job is done. Right? Yeah.